All right, welcome, welcome. We're going to get started here in 4 minutes. Jump in the chat. Let me know where you are tuning in from. Today we are going to be talking about the second law. Let's see. Hello, Chantel from Detroit. Welcome, welcome. You don't see your business partners on here, give them a shout. Tell them jump on. Hi, Annie from Chicago. Welcome, welcome. We'll be getting started in 3 minutes. Well, hello, Rich from East Texas. Welcome. I am in the eastern part of Texas as well. So welcome, everybody. Again, we're going to be getting started here in about 3 minutes. And we're going to be going over the second law, the law of awareness. You must know yourself to grow yourself. Rich, I'm actually in Galveston. So southish, eastish, off the side. Yes, yes. I love Galveston. Love, love, love it. Yes, it is a port city. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. In fact, we can actually see the cruise ships from my house. So it's always a cool, cool sight. People are jumping on. I am so excited to have you guys on today. Definitely get in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me give you a shout out. It is beautiful, and it's absolutely beautiful watching the cruise ships when they come in and leave. And it's a tourist city. It's a beach city, so we have a lot of fun. Oh, okay. Yep, I actually have a family in Channelview, so. Good morning, Miss Sheila. Welcome to our webinar. Can't wait to get this day started. People are jumping on. We're going to get started in 1 minute. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. And again, if you haven't already done so, definitely download the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John C. Maxwell. Perfect, 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 perfect. Good morning, Miss Marcy. Hello, hello. All right, it is 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the dot, so we are going to go ahead and get started. Why? Because we have to be held accountable for each other, and you guys hold me accountable for being on time. Thank you guys for understanding that there was a schedule shift due to the conflict with a corporate training, and we always want to make sure that you guys are able to get on the corporate training as well as our training. So again, my name is Amy Peterson. I'm a founder 2000 and with Epic Trading and EE Legacies. Today we're actually going to go ahead and go over the law of awareness. Okay, the law of awareness, you must know yourself to grow yourself, and to grow yourself you have to know everything: your strengths, your weaknesses, your interests and opportunities. You have to be able to whoops, hold on a second. There she is. All right, trying to let somebody in. You have to be able to gauge not only where you've been in life, but also where you are now. Okay. Otherwise, you can't set a course for where you want to go. All right. You have to know who you are. And of course, every time you want to learn something new, you have to be able to take that new thing you've learned and build on what you already know in order to keep growing. That's how we gain traction and we consistently improve ourselves. So, to reach your potential, you have to know where you want to go and where you currently are. Without both of these pieces of information, you're going to get lost. Okay? So there's three kinds of people when it comes to direction in life. And those three people are people who don't know what they would like to do. They're confused. Okay? People who know what they would like to do, but don't know how to do it. So they're frustrated. And then there's people who know what they like to do and then they do it. And those are absolutely fulfilled people, okay? It's the best words to describe it: confused, frustrated, and fulfilled. But most people seem to fall into the first category. And they don't know what they want to do, all right? I really believe the main reason is that they don't know themselves as well as they should, and so they remain unfocused in their growth. So, I mean, if you sit there and you think about it, all right, when you were a kid, you knew what you wanted to do in life, all right? But because of life and as we were growing, the formal education system in society, it tells us that we should follow more traditional career paths. But if you look at young people out there, Shaun White, Ryan Sheckler, Rob Dyrdek, these are skateboarders, snowboarders, people who own their own businesses, okay? They have a high school degree, no college. They have a high school degree, but they're millionaires because they followed their passion. And honestly, as a parent, I can say this, we really actually do a we actually really do a terrible job when it comes to supporting what our children really want to do in life. And it's not that we mean to, but as parents, we tend to think we know what's best for our children based off of our perceptions and not theirs. So, whoops, let's make sure we stay muted, guys. Hold on. Let me do this really quick. There we go. All right. So, like, who am I as a parent to think that, my kid who loves sports or something like that can't follow their career and make money? But it's the way we're programmed. It's the way we're built. We were taught, go to school, get a good career, raise a family. Okay. But that's not how it runs for everybody. Okay. So even those people who have successful careers and they went to school and they followed the natural timeline, right, that we're programmed with, they're still confused or they're frustrated because you know what, they know that there's so much more and they would absolutely like to do it, but they don't know how to do it, and or they just don't know what they want. They just know that there's this feeling inside of them that says there's more to life out there. Okay, tell me in the chat right now, how many of you have had that feeling where you just know you are meant to do something amazing, you're meant to do so much more, but you just don't know how to get there, or you don't know exactly what it is? Let me know in the chat. Exactly. Alexis, Iris, Tamika, yep. Sheila, Sandy, Annie, Daphne, yep. Absolutely, absolutely. One of my favorite songs, I listen to country music, and one of my favorite songs is actually Reba McEntire, is Their Life Out There. All right. And, it's a mom. She was a young mother. She, she had kids young. She raised her kids, but God, she just knew there was something more out there. Knew there was something more out there. So she went to, college and got a degree, And so, there's so much more, but knowing yourself isn't an easy thing for everybody to do. What makes finding ourselves and growing our potential difficult is that it's a bit of a catch-22. You have to know who you are to grow your potential, but you have to grow in order to know who you are. Think about that one again. You have to know who you are to grow your potential, but you have to grow in order to know who you are. So the first step toward change is actually awareness. The second is acceptance. If you want to change and grow, then you have to know yourself and accept who you are before you can start building. Now, think about this. We've all heard that, saying of you have to help yourself before you can help others. When you're on a plane, who do you put that oxygen mask on first? Answer in the chat. Who do you put the oxygen mask on first in a plane if something's happening? Yourself. Exactly. So in that sense, if we're going to sit there and try and help others, then who do we got to help first? We got to help ourselves, right? So there's going to be 10 questions, okay, that we are going to ask ourselves to help us find our passion and purpose, okay? First of all, we have to pay attention to our passion, okay? Do you like what you are doing right now? I'm asking you that right now. In the chat, do you like what you are doing right now? There's a lot of yeses, and that's awesome. That is awesome. Okay. So if you don't, okay, then you need to take some time to examine why. All right. It is a risk to make a change from what you're currently doing to what you want to do, but isn't there a great risk in staying where you are? Think about that one. Which risk would you rather have? You can make the decision to change this part of your life at any given moment, no matter how old or how young you are. Most people actually fear what they're going to give up in the short term rather than work to gain more in the long term. Say that again. Most people fear what they will give up in the short term rather than work to gain more in the long term. And that fear is enough for them to lose belief in any dream they might have or even work towards that dream, passion, or purpose. All right. So, what would you like to do? What would you like to do? Every successful person that I know has a strong sense of his and her abilities and aspirations. They're leaders in their own lives and they dare to pursue their dreams on their own terms. What? On their own terms? You mean no rules? Well, yeah, there are some rules, but on their own terms. When you tap into your passion, okay, so you got to pay attention to your passion. When you tap into your passion, it gives you the E&E factor. What the heck is that? Energy and excellence. You will never fulfill your destiny doing what you despise, okay? Take that in. Let that soak in for a second. You will never fulfill your destiny doing something that you despise. Passion gives you an advantage over others because one person with passion is greater than 99% of people who only have interest. Think about that. Because passion gives you energy. Nothing's work unless you'd rather be doing something else. Oh my gosh, for those of you who are in a job or a career that you absolutely do not have a passion for, think about that. Nothing is work unless you'd rather be doing something else. You want to know when I'm going to retire? Because I love what I do. When I die. Because it's not work. If you never figure out what you want to do, you're probably going to be frustrated all your life, period. All right? Knowing yourself and what you want to do is one of the most important things you'll ever do in this life. Knowing yourself, knowing you, knowing that amazing person you are. If you never figure out what you want to do, you're going to be frustrated all your life. Think about that. Let that sink in. And can you do what you would like to do? There's a big difference between having a dream that propels you to achieve and pulling an idea out of thin air that has no connection with who you are and what you can do. Here's 3 questions to ask yourself if what you want to do is possible. Do you know the difference between what you want and what you're good at? Do you know what drives you and what gives you satisfaction? Do you know what your values and priorities are? And if you're a team leader, what your organization's values and priorities are? Think about that. How many people on this webinar right now can answer all 3 of those questions? Do you know the difference between what you want and what you're good at? Do you know what drives you and what gives you satisfaction? Do you know what your values and priorities are and what your organization's values and priorities are? How many people on this webinar can say 100% you can answer all 3 of those? Nice, Erica. Good. Rich, you're mixed. Okay. Okay. Not all 3. Okay. And there's no right or wrong answer in this, guys. Okay. Just know there's no judgment, nothing. Okay. These are questions that literally we should ask ourselves when we do that. You don't know what I'm good at and try to nail it and part of them. Okay. Okay. So what are your main keys to being successful and fulfilling your purpose? All right. Is to understand your unique talents and find the right arena in which to use them in. Maybe you're good with numbers. Maybe you have just a passion for numbers. Okay. In that instance, wouldn't Forex be a great arena for you to showcase that? Maybe you are good at inspiring people. Leadership is an amazing way to inspire people. You just have to take the lead and do it. Maybe you have a passion for writing and traveling. So maybe travel blogs are good for you. Think about where you are and where you can showcase your best talents there. And we've done homework on this. What are your flaws? What are your strengths? Okay. This is where it all starts playing a key factor when you partner it with your passion. So discover your uniqueness and then you discipline yourself to developing it. Ask yourself again. Here we go. Do you know the difference? Oh, I'm totally like 1 slide behind. There I go. So anyway, yeah, this is where you ask yourself, and you guys can actually screenshot this because this is going to be part of your homework. Write these down. Okay, write these down. You know, do you know the difference between what you want and what you're good at? Do you know what drives you and what gives you satisfaction? Do you know what your values and priorities are and what your organization's values and priorities are? Okay, these are 3 key areas. Okay, 3 key areas that we need to always ask ourselves to get to know ourselves. Okay, I love these quotes. Discover your uniqueness, then discipline yourself to do it, which is Jim Sunberg. And discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment by Jim Rohn. Do you know what that means? Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. That's huge. Because in order to get from the goal that we choose to accomplishing that goal, we have to walk that bridge. And that bridge could be over a chasm thousands of feet deep. Which to me, I'm scared of heights. I was scared the bejesus out of me. But if it meant that accomplishing what I set out to do was going to happen, I won't look down. I only look forward. And I keep going. Am I scared? Absolutely. But my why and my will and my need is greater than my fear. Does that make sense to y'all? Okay, so then there's why. Do you know why you want to do what you would like to do? Sounds almost like a Dr. Seuss type thing, right? But actually it's true. Do you know why you want to do what you would like to do? Honestly, guys, it's really important to not only know what you want to do, but also why you want to do it. Motives matter. When you do things for the right reason, it's going to give you an inner strength when things go wrong. What? Things can go wrong? Oh yeah. Guys, it's called life, okay? When everything's going right, something's gonna happen. So you have to have that inner strength to push you through. Right motives help you build positive relationships because they prevent hidden agendas and incline you to put people ahead of your agenda. Ooh, what's that? Yes, we all have an agenda. We all do. But when you build positive relationships, not only do others put you ahead of them, you put others ahead of you. That's insane, right? That's an awesome thing. When you think about others over yourself, but you're still working towards your goal. Doing something for the right reasons also keeps life less cluttered. Who here in the chat, let me know, who here would love a life less cluttered? Think about a cluttered desk, okay? Your desk reflects your life. Yes. Yes, please. Daphne, we're not going to talk about your office, honey bunny. No, ma'am. No, we need to unclutter that sucker. Yes, okay. We all need a clearer way here, right? But it makes your path clearer too, okay? Not only is your vision clearer, but you also sleep better at night knowing you're on the right track. That's an awesome feeling too. And from somebody who's an insomniac, trust me, you got to have a clear vision, all right? Your vision only becomes clear when you look into your heart, guys. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens. What? Tell me what that means to you. Who looks outside dreams? Who looks inside awakens? What does that mean to you? Tell me in the chat what that means to you. Who looks outside dreams? Who looks inside awakens? Where's that paper? Okay, think about this, all right? How many of you remember being a kid and looking out the window and you were sick or something and you couldn't go outside, but gosh, you wanted to go outside so bad. Do you guys remember that? Remember that feeling? And then you had all that pent up excitement because you knew it was coming. Oh, you knew it was going to get better. And you were finally told by your parents you could go outside. And that feeling of fresh air hitting your face was so amazing, right? It's the same thing. Don't just sit inside looking out. And if you are, make those plans, make those goals, and then put your coat on and get outside and run. Run. So to move from what you're doing now to what you want to do is a process, okay? You have to have awareness, all right? You have to focus your energy. Focus, focus, focus your energy, all right? You're that kid at the window looking outside and you're getting all that energy just ready to go, okay? But you have to start by becoming aware of the choices that led you away from your desired destination to begin with. What strayed you from your dreams? You know, for me, I was a young parent. I was a young mom. I was a young single mom. And I'm not saying my kids took me away from my dreams, but my why changed, my path changed, but I always knew there was something there. Remember, kind of like I said on the song, you know, Is There Life Out There? And if you guys haven't heard that song, go listen to Is There Life Out There by Reba McEntire, okay? It's an old song. It's absolutely great. And you know what? It fits so many people. But you have to focus your energy, okay? You've got to get that awareness, all right? And you have to reflect. You have to take time to reflect and be very conscious of every choice you make today so you can begin to make smarter choices moving forward. Maybe some of the choices you've made haven't been the greatest choices. So start now. Start today. Be accountable, you know, and you know, explore your intentions and attitudes. Why do you want to do things? Why do you want to do them? What's your attitude towards it? I want to, but, and we talked about this in the previous training, that but, everybody's got one. We sit on it, we fall on it. Get off your butt. Get off your butt, period. Explore your intentions and your attitude towards your intention. Vision. Wow. Your vision will become clear only when you look inside your heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. Carl Jung was the one who said that. So make sure you guys look at that and take a screenshot of that quote because you need to remember that. And think of that kid who's looking out the window, wanting to go outside, but doesn't. And then think of that feeling when that kid gets outside. That freedom, that exhilaration. Have the vision. Now, what? What? Do you know people who do what you'd like to do? Do you know people who do what you would like to do? And do you know what to do so you can do what you want to do? Oh. Do you know what to do so you can do what you want to do? It starts with awareness. What choices do you make towards doing what you want to do? And action. Nearly all successes are the fruit of initiative. Say that one again. Nearly all successes are the fruit of initiative. Action. That means you don't just sit there and say, I am going to make 6 figures and then sit there. because all you're doing is staring out the window. You have a butt and you're sitting on it. Get up. And be accountable, not just personally accountable, but publicly accountable. Publicly accountable. And remember, who you are is who you attract. Who is your tribe? Who you are is who you attract. Are you negative? Are you stuck in a pity party? Guess what? You're going to attract other negative and other pity partiers. You're all going to sit in one big pity party pool. Is that where you want to be? No. It shouldn't. Not if you want to be a success. Not if you want to live the life you want. Not if you want to be the person you want to be. You need to exit the pool, which means getting off your butt, right? And putting forth the action. How many people in the chat agree with me? Who you are is who you attract. And I can guarantee you guys, I can go on social media, I can see, because you are making yourself publicly accountable for being in a pity party. Say that one again. You have made yourself publicly accountable for being in a pity party. So who are you going to attract? Pity partiers. I don't want to attract pity partiers. I want to attract inspired, motivated action takers. Don't you? Now again, do you know people who do what you'd like to do? Get committed, okay? Get committed. Pay people for their time if necessary. What does that mean? Maybe you need to see a therapist. Okay? Honestly. If you have roadblocks that are so strong, and I don't say that lightly because I've seen therapists, guys. I'm not perfect in any way, shape, or form. I'm not like some like random cheerleader who's been happy-go-lucky all my life. I really wish. But no. I had to pay people for their time. I had to pay a therapist to get past roadblocks. And it was roadblocks that life threw at me. And sometimes you have to take that step. Sometimes you have to pay for mentors. The best thing about EE Legacies is you have so many mentors here, you don't have to pay for them. But you do have to reach out to them. So you have to get committed. All the leaders are here for you, but guess what? We can't do anything if we don't know something's wrong. Reach out to us. Get committed. And then be consistent. Meet purposely every month with someone who can mentor you. Can't meet with somebody? Get creative. Read books from different mentors. We're working on one right now. That is a mentor. And be purposeful. Spend 2 hours. Or if you can't donate 2 hours, then an hour in preparation for every hour of interaction with your mentors. Be reflective. Spend 1 to 2 hours in reflection for every hour of interaction with the mentors as well. In other words, go into the meeting with a purpose. Okay, this is what I want to learn. I'm going to learn. I'm going to open my mind. I'm going to do this. Great. And then reflect on it afterwards. Give your brain time to soak in and process. Have you ever noticed when you're in a class for like longer than 45 minutes, and this is a scientific fact, when people are in a class for 45 minutes, At that 45-minute mark, it's almost like clockwork. People realize they have to pee, they're hungry, they're thirsty. God, did I call and check on my kid? Should I talk to the babysitter? Do I need to send a text? You start actually thinking of other things. At 45 minutes, it is literally clockwork, folks. That's why some of your greatest classes don't go over 30 to 45 minutes. And the reason being is, think of your brain as a sponge, okay? Think of a bowl of water, and you throw old SpongeBob SquarePants in there, right? And he just poop blows up, all right? He's full. He can't expand anymore. So at that 45-minute mark, you've got to remove SpongeBob, all right? And you need to go and squeeze SpongeBob out. So what you need to do is you need to think of your brain in that sense, all right? You go in, you get your fill, and then, ooh, okay, I can go over my notes and I can begin to comprehend. Have you ever noticed too that like sometimes when you get so much information and you go to sleep, you start to understand everything after you've woken up? What was maybe confusing when you were learning it is now clear as day. It's because the brain needs to process things. It needs to process. It needs to soak it in and then start siphoning it out to where it needs to go. So be reflective, okay? And be grateful. Remember that your mentors are gifts to your personal growth. Mentors do this because this is our passion. Our passion is to help you succeed. Don't abuse it. Don't abuse it. We always say be thankful for things. And I am so thankful for my mentors. I am so thankful for every leader that I work with on a daily basis. I'm thankful for Patrice Abels-Vance. I'm thankful for James Brown Jr. I'm thankful for Tony Evans. I'm thankful for Derek and Isla. I'm just so thankful. I'm thankful for our double founder, David McCovey. And I tell them I'm thankful for them. Because they do not have to do what they do. But guess what they do? They do what their passion is, which is help others succeed, which is all of us. So be grateful. And always remember, this is a big one, you cannot get to where you want to go on your own. You need the help of others. Stop being stubborn. You cannot get to where you want to go on your own. You need the help of others, or you will need the help of others as you grow. Here's a great example. So as a lot of you know, I'm one of the leaders in a second company that's, it was actually the first company that was owned by our founder, David McCovey, before Epic. And any leader there can tell you, technically, you can get to the first tier, gold, okay, on your own. You can just rock it, okay? You can get there on your own. Or maybe you can't. Maybe you do need help on that one. You're going to need the help of others. So ask for it. But I can tell you this, to get to platinum over there, or even Founder 2000, you need the help of others. You need to grow you by knowing you. You need the help, okay? You cannot do all of this on your own. Say that in the chat. I will need help. Just say it. Admit it. Because you know what? Admitting is the first step. I'm just saying. All right? I will need the help. I will need help. I will need help. I will need help. I need help. Okay? I need help. Because think about this. You cannot make a community with one person. You cannot make a community with one person. Annie, we all need help, honey. But you can't make a community with one person. So stop trying to. Soak things in. Did I just go to the right one? Hold on. Yes, okay. Do. Should you do what you'd like to do with them? What? What? If you find a potential mentor, okay, know that the following are your responsibility. Yours and yours alone on this one, okay? You found a mentor, you love them, you want to work with them, you want to learn from them, but you have to have a teachable spirit. How many times do you guys hear us say, you have to be coachable? You have to be coachable. Guess what? You have to be coachable. You have to possess that in yourself. A teachable spirit. You can't be stubborn. Again, you cannot build a community by yourself. All right? Always be prepared for the time you get with them. Think about that. Time is precious. Time is valuable. So be prepared for the time you get with your mentors. Set the agenda by asking great questions. You've always heard us say there's no wrong question, right? There really isn't. But if you're asking a question repeatedly over and over and over, don't be surprised if your mentor asks you what part of the original answer that they gave you all the other times prior is not sinking in, and why is it not sinking in? So that's how you demonstrate how you've learned from your time together, okay? If someone asks me every single time I talk to them, where do I find Epic University? Are you logging in to your back office? Period. Are you logging in? Because if you're asking me where this is at, then guess what? You're not logging in because it's right there on the left-hand side, like right there, near the top, right there, boom. So be accountable. Be accountable. Be accountable by having a teachable spirit, being prepared for the time you get with your mentors, setting the agenda by asking great questions, and demonstrating how you've learned from your time together. And apply things they have instructed you on. Application is huge. Action, folks. We can sit there and lead you to a buffet. We can give you a fork and a plate and a napkin, but we can't make you eat the food. Period. We can't. It can be the richest, most amazing buffet in the world, which we have, but we can't make you eat it. We can bring you right up to the table. We can pick up plates of food and put it underneath your nose. You can sit there and salivate all over it. But unless you take your fork and put it into something and put it in your mouth, what good is it going to do you? You're still going to sit there and starve. So be accountable. Oh, here we go. Will you pay the price to do what you want to do? I'm going to ask you guys honestly. And Tommy Joe, you want the whole buffet? Yes, girl, yes, I do too. In so many servings, and then a little bit of like, reflective rest time in between. Yep, that's me. So I'm going to ask you guys though. Are you guys willing to pay a price to do what you want to do? Are you going to take the necessary steps to live your dreams and do what you want to do, knowing that it's going to cost you? knowing that you're going to have to work hard and make sacrifices. You're going to have to keep learning and growing and changing. And depending on how fast you want to grow, you're going to have to learn and grow and change very, very fast. There's a price. There is a price. But you know what? Here, I'm going to ask you this, okay? This is a hypothetical question. If you knew you could not fail, you could not fail. You go into something and you cannot fail. Would you put 100% in? Yes or no? I'm watching. Iris, Daphne, Andrea, Gary, and Daphne. Blanche, Tommy Joe, Tamika, Rich, Sheila, Alexis, Annie, Erica, Marcy. Okay, you can't fail. All right? Did you know that's a mindset? Did you know that's a thought process? I can't fail are 3 words that you can tell yourself every freaking morning in the mirror. Today, I will not fail. And the more you say that to yourself, the more you believe it. But you know what you have to do? You have to look at yourself in the eye. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, today I will not fail. And when you finally start believing, oh my gosh, you know what ends up happening? The universe just starts opening up for you. But you know what ends up happening when you look in the mirror and say, I can't do this anymore? This is just too hard. Why is this happening to me? Bloop. Down you go. Yep, everything goes south. And how many of you sit there and say that to yourself in the mirror? You may not realize you're doing it, but you're doing it. And if you can't fail, if you're willing to put 100% in, if you can't fail, but you're not willing to put yourself in the mindset of not failing, what are you going to do? You're going to make a choice. Continue to do what you're doing right now, which, where is it getting you? Okay, look at your actions and what they lead to in results. Or change, be accountable, change your mindset, work for it, and start developing a different mindset of positive and only positive and no failing. Failing is not an option. Failing is something that comes off the table. It is not at this buffet. There is nothing that is a failure. There is not even wilted lettuce, okay? But you can choose to look at that buffet as, that's too much food. Or you can choose to look at that buffet as, oh, hell yes. They got chocolate. It's your choice. It's always your choice. But you need to realize you're going to have to pay a price. You're going to have to sacrifice the pity party. Oh my God, is that really so bad? Is it really so bad to sacrifice the negative thoughts, the stinking thinking? It's $1 million question, okay, that only you can answer. If not paying the price guarantees you to be average, but paying the price will give you the potential to be successful, why not pay the price and see what the hell happens? If it doesn't work out, really, what's the worst that can happen? You stay average? Think about it. It's less effort to stay average. Less effort to stay average. So what are you going to do? Are you going to put in more effort or less effort? You're just going to stay where you're at? It's a whole thing. Yes, put in more. Guys, I paid a price. I still pay a price. Okay? And some of you can say, well, I paid the money to join. That's called investment. That's a whole different ballpark here. Okay? When I first started in network marketing, guys, my back was up against a wall. And any of you who might have been a single parent knows what it's like to have your back up against the wall. You sure as heck didn't stay there. So why are you going to do it now? Most people are not willing to pay the price. Most people aren't. And that's something that we have to understand too. That's also a part of growth. Most people aren't. We can sit there and see all the potential in the world in you. But you have to see it too. You have to know your value. When can you start doing this? Ask people when they'll do what they want to do, and most answer that they hope to do it someday. Have you ever heard people say that? Oh, I'll sign up someday soon. Or I'll sign up next week. Or I'll do it tomorrow. Guess what the amazing thing with tomorrow is? It never comes. There's always tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. I despise that. When are you going to do it? Tomorrow. I despise it, and you know what? I do it. By the way, everybody who turned in your homework, thank you very much. But really, ask yourself, so when am I going to start? When am I going to start changing my mindset and saying, I cannot fail? Now. Do it now. Do it now. Because I'll tell you right now, life's not going to care if you do it now or later. But it's going to answer you faster if you do it now. And nobody ever got ready by waiting. Perfect example, teenage kid doesn't want to get out of bed. Do I need to say any more? When they got to go to school, or you got to go to church, or you got to go to a family event, or you got to go to any event. Are you the teenage kid still in bed going, Mom, 5 more minutes? I don't want it. Because I'll tell you right now, I was the one who would grab the fitted sheet underneath my children and yank those suckers out of bed. They woke up when they hit the ground. It's not later, folks. It's now. But only you can make that decision. The rewards. The rewards, guys. What will it be like when you get to do what you would like to do? Think of that. This is your homework, okay? I want one paragraph, 4 sentences. What is your life going to be like? I want you to just stop right now, okay? Right now. I want you, whatever you're doing, I don't care if you're at work. Close your eyes. If you're driving, please don't do this. I'm just going to say that if you're driving, don't do this. I just want you to close your eyes for a second. All right? Close your eyes and just listen to my voice. I want you to take a nice, calming, deep breath in through your nose. Just fill your lungs, count to 10. Just take that nice, deep, cleansing breath. And then slowly count to 10 and exhale through your mouth, okay? Keep your eyes closed. And I want you to just visualize your life. You've taken the action. You've changed your mindset. You are accomplishing what you've set out to do and beyond. And now you're living your life the way you want it because you get to do what you would like to do. What is that life? What is that life? What does it look like? What are you doing? What's your family doing? What do you see around you? 4 sentences or more if you want. Email it to me at forexcoachamy@gmail.com. That's your homework. Guys, thank you so, so much for joining me today. I absolutely and positively hope that this kind of opened up a little bit more insight. Next week, we're going to be talking about the law of the mirror, which is going to be a little bit more in depth. So, definitely get that homework to me, forexcoachamy@gmail.com. All right, guys, have an amazing day. Have an amazing week. You will not fail. You will not fail. You will not fail. You will not fail. Promise you, if you tell yourself that, look in your eyes every single day, multiple times a day if needed, you will absolutely and positively just be so amazing. Also, Blanche, the commitment form is from last week, is on eelegacies.com in the team access. Password is EPIC, all capital letters. Guys, get out there. You will not fail. I love you all. See you all next week as we go over chapter 3, the law of the mirror. Read in the book. You can definitely read up on it, and then we'll dive into it a little bit further. Bye, everybody.